Hello, this is my second vlog on coronavirus, but specifically I want to focus on the position in relation to sick pay whilst people self-isolate. The government passed emergency legislation earlier this week called the Health Protection Coronavirus Regulations 2020. And those regulations now stipulate that coronavirus is deemed to be a serious and imminent threat to public health. This is important because it has an impact on entitlement to statutory sick pay. We also understand that the government is about to pass some more legislation in relation to when statutory sick pay kicks in, and I'll come on to that in a moment. So there are three scenarios really in relation to sick pay. The first scenario is that someone is actually ill, unable to come into work, has a fit note, or self-certifies. In those circumstances, they will be entitled to their sick pay as normal. If they have a right to contractual sick pay, you will have to pay them contractual sick pay. If they don't have that right, then their right will be to statutory sick pay. Currently, there are 3 waiting days before statutory sick pay entitlement kicks in. The second scenario is where staff have displayed symptoms. Maybe they've come back from a hotspot abroad and are displaying symptoms, or they've been in contact with someone who might have had coronavirus and is displaying symptoms. If they choose to self-isolate on the back of medical advice received from their GP or NHS 111, then they will be entitled to statutory sick pay. The important thing here is that they receive medical advice, and also they should receive a written notice around self-isolation from the GP or NHS 111. If they get that, they will be entitled to statutory sick pay. The third scenario are those employees who choose to self-isolate but without medical advice. In that situation, the employee will not be entitled to statutory sick pay or contractual sick pay, and we need to make that message absolutely clear to our staff. In terms of statutory sick pay, the government did announce yesterday its intention to provide for sick pay to kick in from day 1 as opposed to day 4. Currently, we have 3 waiting days under the statutory sick pay system, but the government's intention is to remove that, and we expect that to happen this week. So I will probably work on the assumption that that will be put in place and the regulations will be passed within the next 24 hours or so. The second thing to think about is actually whether you want to pay statutory sick pay or whether you want to pay full pay, whether you have a contractual obligation or not. And the reason I say that is that we do not want people to feel that they have to come into work, even if they think they might have the symptoms, because they can't afford not to be in work. In those circumstances, we're increasing the risk of the virus being spread within the workplace. Having said that, it is a balancing exercise, because there will be, I'm sure, some people out there who want to abuse the current sort of crisis that we have for their own advantage. And therefore it is a balancing exercise between encouraging people not to come into work, but trying to deter people from abusing the system. So that's the position on sick pay. It may well change again, but for now, hopefully that's giving you some clarity. And the final point on this is that self-employed people, of which there's 5 million in the UK, and 2 million workers who don't earn enough money to be eligible for statutory sick pay, which is a £118 eligibility requirement, they will not be entitled to statutory sick pay unless the government passes some additional legislation to give them protection. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.